Now, in this video, I want to teach you a very important mindset that you have to use in order to be successful in even attempting to craft and sew and just do the things that you see in your head that you want to do. The mindset is very important because either that will hinder you from doing it or that'll push you towards finishing your goal. The first thing that you need to do is set your vision. What do you see in your future? How do you see this project completed? And what will you use it for? What mood are you trying to attempt with this? Are you trying to do the evening gown? Are you trying to feel fabulous? Are you trying to feel relaxed? Are you trying to feel comfy? Are you trying to feel organized? Are you trying to feel, expensive? Are you trying to feel clean? Those are the things that you want to think about when you're setting your goal or setting your vision, because that will determine, first of all, if you'll finish, and second of all, it'll put boundaries on what you're trying to do. So what I mean by boundaries, I mean that you're not going to be making a purse but then go off and veer off and make a dress. Now, if you're trying to complete, if you're saying that your whole vision is to complete a whole look from head to toe, then you'll know that you'll have several projects within the whole picture of the thing. So you'll create a blazer, you'll create a hat, you'll create a handbag that goes with it, maybe even some pants and some shoes. Or it'll help you put the whole look together and say, hey, look, I want this look. I can go buy this in the store, or I can make this bag and then have it match something else. So that's what I mean by boundaries. So when you set your vision, complete the vision and show yourself how you want it to go. Now, this vision will also lead you to the next step is how will you even get this done? So you'll need a pattern, or you'll need to draft a pattern or draft some type of plans in order for you to finish the project, okay? The plans will have, the plans and the patterns will have measurements, it will have templates, it will have things that you can use. You also need to gather your tools. Your tools are very important because sometimes you have to see what you can and cannot do with those tools. I know that I work in a certain budget and it's not a large budget, but and there are certain tools that can get it done like in a second, but the tools that I can afford, I will have to take several steps to do them. So that's another thing that you need to think about. What is your budget? What can you work with? What materials are available to you? When you're deciding this, you are considering your budget, but you are making sure that you can get the best quality of tools and materials, fabrics, and threads that you can afford, because that will make you want to make the process as easy as possible, and that is part of the process, is having the right things to work with. Sometimes you won't be able to find the print on fabric that you want, but there are ways around it. Like if you cannot find or you cannot afford some of the things that you want to do, there are more than likely ways around it. So such as, you supplementing a print onto fabric. That is one way to get around having a less expensive fabric and getting the print that you want. Another thing that you have to think about in this step is, do I even have the skills to do this? Some of the times I buy patterns so that I can learn certain skills that I have not seen before or that I need to master. Another thing that I do is I explore patterns that challenge me. They take me to, they challenge the way that I see a certain shape, or that I see, a certain style, and try to invest in yourself by investing in those patterns and projects that challenge you. Because the more things that you learn and have a good grasp and understanding of, the better off you'll be in the next step, which is velocity in your pace of doing things. Before I move on to velocity, I also wanted to mention that buying books or going to the library or even Google and YouTube and TikTok, all of those resources are available to you to learn, as you're doing now, watching this YouTube video, learning how to master those skills that you need. Also taking, in-person classes, those are also great as well. So just go and use the resources that you have available to you, because the more you read, the more you get an understanding, the better off you are in completing a project that is close to professional and that you would love to show off to others, or sell to others, or gift to your loved ones. Velocity is the last thing that you need to think about. Velocity is the speed in which something goes. Okay? So your pace in how you're finishing your projects. At the beginning, I was trying to get a whole project done in one day. I would spend the whole day doing it. I would be overwhelmed by it, but I would think that, I wasn't a good sewer until I was able to complete a whole project in one day. Now that I'm more experienced, like 8 years later, I'm more experienced and I am more graceful with myself. And I try to put the PDF pattern together first, because I like PDF patterns. I take the pattern together first. I cut out my materials and my stabilizers and my fabric. And then I spend another day sewing. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of projects that you can finish from start to finish in one day, or 2 hours or something like that. Don't get me wrong. There are plenty of projects you can do within a day. But I like to take my time and give myself grace, because number one, now I have 5 kids. 2 of them are under the age of 6, and I need to be able to pay attention to them. And second of all, I want to be able to pay attention to the project that I'm doing. I want to be able to enjoy the process of completing that project, so that when I finish it, it is stable, it is durable, and it is something that I enjoy to look at and use. So there are 2 things when you're dealing with velocity and pace and everything that you need to deal with. One is procrastination, because you're like, oh, this is overwhelming, I have to do that. So in order to defeat procrastination, you need to break it down into smaller pieces and get it done. So however you break that down, that is up to you. But take the goals and make it smaller. So maybe today you'll look for the pattern, or maybe today you'll cut out 3 pieces to your pattern, or you'll be able to look on your digital site and find the things that you're looking for, or you'll actually read the pattern and understand it that day, so that you'll go, or you'll watch YouTube videos to get an understanding of the pattern. Of course, I'm using sewing as the main example of what you can do, but whenever you're dealing with procrastination, just break it down into smaller pieces, and promise yourself that you'll get those smaller pieces done. And as you do each small piece, you're getting closer and closer to finishing your project, and getting to the vision that you have set for yourself. The other thing that you need to look at is perfectionism. Sometimes there is a need to get to a place where the products that you make or the projects that you finish are of high excellence. We do want to work in excellence. However, just because you have a skipped stitch somewhere, or something doesn't work out as you planned, that doesn't mean that's the end of the project. A lot of the things that you buy in the store are not perfectly sewn either, or not perfectly put together either. Now, there's a difference between sewing your sleeve on backwards or inside out versus, a skip stitch or something like that. You determine how big of an issue that is, and if you do need to do it over again. But at the end of the day, most of the time, when you're taking your time and going through the process of putting together your projects, it's usually not a big deal. And sometimes even the mistakes that you make turn out to be like a blessing in disguise, and it creates a whole new element to your projects. So don't beat yourself up when you make a mistake. That's what seam rippers are for. Just chalk it up to a learning experience, because the first time that you do something, you're not going to do it 100% perfectly. Sometimes you do, but the majority of the time you don't. That should not be the expectation, is to make it perfectly the first time. So give yourself grace, love on yourself, and make this a project where it's enjoyable to go through the challenge of learning something new, or go through the challenge of making something over and over again, so that you can master the skills that you need to go and do other projects. So just to recap, you need vision, you need how you're going to do it, and you need the pace that you're going to do your project in. So what do you want everything to look like? How are you going to do this? And how fast are you going to do this? Or how slow you're going to do this? Those are things that you need to write down and plan, because when you plan out a thing, then more than likely you'll get to that vision, and you'll be able to overcome the obstacles of procrastination and overcome the obstacles of perfectionism, and get to the thing or the vision that you want. And you'll have the projects finished and completed, which will also build your self-confidence. So I want you to come along with me as I show you what I have done at So Crafting Good.